That is incorrect. Question number 3 is worth 10 points. Question. Philip named what 3 men in John?
Yellow 3.
Interruption.
In John chapter 1, verse 45. Moses, Jesus, Joseph.
That is correct. Question number 4 is worth 10 points. Question. Jesus baptized where?
Yellow 3.
Anon near to Salem.
That is incorrect.
Contest.
Contest, East Hartford.
Time.
Withdrawn.
This contest has been withdrawn. Question number 5 is a 2-part question worth 10 points. Question. According to the words of Jesus, I am come in my Father's name, and ye...
Red 1.
Interruption.
I am come in my Father's name, and you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. Why? As recorded in which verse?
That is incorrect, and this interrupted question will be reread to East Hartford without interruption. It's a 2-part question worth 10 points. Question. According to the words of Jesus, I am come in my Father's name, and ye do not do what? If another shall come in his own name, ye will do what?
Yellow 1.
I am come in my Father's name, and ye receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him ye will receive.
That is correct. Question number 6 is a quotation question worth 10 points. Question. Quote the question asked concerning Nazareth.
Red 1.
Can there any good thing come out of Nazareth?
That is correct. Question number 7 is worth 10 points. Question. The Samaritan woman said that the Jews say that where is the place where men ought...
Yellow 3.
Interruption.
To worship. Jerusalem. That in Jerusalem is a place where men ought to worship.
Time.
That is incorrect, and this interrupted question will be reread to Fuquay without interruption. It's worth 10 points. Question. The Samaritan woman said that the Jews say that where is the place where men ought to worship, according to verse 20 of John chapter 4.
Red 3.
Jerusalem.
That is correct. Question number 8 is a two-part question worth 10 points. Question. Verses 41 and 42 of John chapter 7 name what region and what city.
Red 1.
Interruption.
And what city? Galilee, Bethlehem.
That is correct. Question number 9 is a cross-reference two-part question worth 20 points. Question. Who came down from heaven, according to John chapter 3, verse 13, and who cometh from heaven?
Red 1.
Interruption.
And who cometh from heaven, as recorded in
Time.
I feel that I did not read this to the quizzer's best advantage, so we will void and replace. Question number 9. All right, a replacement question for question number 9 is also a cross-reference two-part question worth 20 points. Question. In reference to Sychar, which verse records that the disciples were gone away into the city, and which verse records that the woman went her way into the city?
Yellow 1.
John chapter 4, verse 8 and verse 28.
That is correct. Question number 10 is a four-part question worth 20 points. Question. Referring to Jesus in verse 15 of John chapter 2, he drove them out of what, and poured out what, and overthrew what, when he had...
Yellow 1.
Interruption.
When he had done what? When he had made a scourge of small cords, he threw them all out of the temple. All the sheep and oxen and...
Time.
That is incorrect, and this interrupted question will be reread to Fuquay without interruption. It's a four-part question worth 20 points. Question. Referring to Jesus in verse 15 of John chapter 2, he drove them out of what, and poured out what, and overthrew what, when he had made what?
Red 2.
When he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money, and overthrew the tables.
That is correct.
Time out, please.
Timeout, East Hartford. have a discrepancy? Okay. All right, we have time in. Question number 11 is a two-part question worth 20 points. Question. According to John chapter 2, verse 10, when men have done what? Every man...
Red 1.
Interruption.
Doth what? When men have well drunk? Every that which is worse, referring to wine. When men have well drunk, then that which is worse.
Time.
That is incorrect, and this interrupted question will be reread to East Hartford without interruption. It's a two-part question worth 20 points. Question. According to John chapter 2, verse 10, when men have done what? Every man does what?
Yellow 2.
Every man that set forth good wine. And when men have well drunk, thou set forth the wine that is worse, that has kept the good wine until now.
Time.
That is incorrect. Question number 12 is worth 20 points. Question. Jacob's well was where?
Yellow, 1.
In Sychar, a city of Samaria, near to the parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph.
That is correct. Question number 13 is a two-part question worth 20 points. Question. Referring to Jesus in verses 19 and 21 of John chapter 2, he said what, but spake of?
Red, 1.
Interruption.
Of what? The Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, Who art thou? And they asked, What then?
Time.
That is incorrect, and this interrupted question will be reread in East Hartford without interruption. It's a two-part question worth 20 points. Question. Referring to Jesus in verses 19 and 21 of John chapter 2, he said what, but spake of what?
Yellow, 1.
He said, Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. But he spake of the temple of his body.
That is correct. Question number 14 is a quotation question worth 20 points. Question. A verse of John records the phrase, sons of God. Quote this verse.
Red, 1.
But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name.
That is correct. Question number 15. Question number 15 is a three-part question worth 20 points. Question. The same verse of John chapter 1 that names what river also names what city.
Yellow, 1.
Interruption.
And what is this verse? The river Jordan, city of Bethabara, John chapter 1, verse 28.
That is correct. Question number 16 is worth 20 points. Question. According to the words of John, he that sent me to baptize with water, the same...
Yellow, 1.
Interruption.
The same said unto me, What? Upon whom thou shalt see the Spirit descending and remaining upon him, the same is he who baptized with the Holy Ghost.
That is correct. Question number 17. Question number 17 is a two-part question worth 20 points. Question. According to John chapter 4, verses 13 and 14, who shall thirst and who...
Red, 1.
Interruption.
And who shall never thirst? Whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again, but whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst.
That is correct. Question number 18 is a cross-reference quotation question worth 30 points. Question. Once again, question number 18 is a cross-reference quotation question worth 30 points. Question. In John chapter 3, Jesus is described as rabbi in one verse, and John is described as rabbi in another verse.
Red, 1.
Interruption.
Quote these verses. The same came to Jesus by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know that thou art a teacher come from God, for no man can do these miracles that thou doest except God be with him. They came unto John and said unto him, Rabbi, he that was with thee beyond Jordan, to whom thou bearest witness, behold, the same baptizeth, and all men come to him.
Time.
That is incorrect, and this interrupted question will be reread to East Hartford without interruption. It's a cross-reference. It's a cross-reference quotation question worth 30 points. Question. In John chapter 3, Jesus is described as rabbi in one verse, and John is described as rabbi in another verse. Quote these verses.
Time.
Question number 19 is a two-part question worth 30 points. Question. According to verses 33 and 34 of John chapter 8, the Jews said, what concerning bondage? And Jesus said, what concerning?
Red 1,
Interruption.
Concerning freedom. We be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, you shall be made free? If the Son therefore shall make you free, you shall be free indeed.
Time.
That is incorrect, and this interrupted question will be reread to East Hartford without interruption. It's a two-part question worth 30 points. Question. According to verses 33 and 34 of John chapter 8, the Jews said, what concerning bondage? And Jesus said, what concerning the servant?
yellow 2,
The Jews said, We be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, then ye shall be made free? Jesus said, The servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth ever. Whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin.
That is incorrect.
Time out, please.
Time out, East Hartford. Time in. Question number 20 is a cross-reference quotation question worth 30 points. Question. In one verse, Jesus described Nathanael as an Israelite, and in another verse, Nathanael described Jesus as the king of Israel. Quote these verses. The time? Yellow 2.
Jesus saw Nathanael coming to him and saith of him, Behold, an Israelite indeed, in whom is no guile. Nathanael saith unto him, Rabbi, thou art the Son of God, the King of Israel.
That is incorrect. And this quiz is closed. You may now relax. Let's give both these teams a hand.
And the winner of that quiz was East Hartford, Connecticut. In second place with 20 points was Caitlin. And in first place with 95 points was Kyle.
All right, let's give them a hand. Yes. It's all right. We're going to, I know East Hartford, I'm going to finish my sandwich. I was just about to make the announcement. You guys give me some space, please. All right. We've got 4 teams remaining. Undefeated Chesapeake. Sitting in second place is Wilmington. And 2 teams ready to advance to quiz one or both of those teams, Troy and East Hartford. We're just going to take maybe 5 or 10 minutes here. I'm going to finish my sandwich so that we are a little bit ahead of the time there, and we look to start this quiz at probably 1:30, and that'll keep us right on schedule. All right. When we do recommence, it will be Troy 1 on the red buzzers and East Hartford on the yellow buzzers. We'll call those teams when we're ready to proceed. Thank you. It's almost 2:30. Yes. Work of God. No,
And I quoted something. Yeah, well, that's what I thought.
That's some handwriting.
Yeah. I like hieroglyphics. Tips of this. All right, thank you for that brief respite. And we are prepared to proceed. We've got 3, possibly 4 quizzes remaining this afternoon. And so we will call Troy, Michigan 1 to the red buzzers and East Hartford, Connecticut back to the yellow buzzers. Yeah, question is, you gotta kick it. Oh, is that why you're stalling? Okay. Probably waited during our break, and then when I said come to board, that's when they ran. Yeah. All right, we're ready to go. Okay, this is officially quiz 20 on your matrix. Troy and East Hartford find themselves among the top 4 teams. One of these 2 teams will advance to quiz Wilmington, and then one of those teams on to quiz our undefeated team, Chesapeake. All right, everyone in place, prepared, ready to go. Most importantly, our quizzers. All right, this quiz is now in session. Question number 1 is worth 10 points. Question: the wind bloweth where?
Red 2.
Where it listeth.
That is correct. Question number 2 is a 2-part question worth 10 points. Question: who is described as a man of whom a core?
Yellow 3.
Interruption.
According to John chapter 3, verse 1, Nicodemus, man of the Pharisees.
That is correct. Question number 3 is worth 10 points. Question: the phrase "the same baptizeth" refers to whom?
Yellow 3.
First to John.
That is incorrect. Question number 4 is a quotation question worth 10 points. Question: for the bread of God is he which
Red 3.
Interruption.
For the bread of God is he which cometh down from heaven and giveth life unto the world. Quote the verse preceding this one. Then said they unto him, Lord, evermore give us this bread.
Time.
That is incorrect, and this interrupted question will be reread to East Hartford without interruption. It's a quotation question worth 10 points. Question: for the bread of God is he which cometh down from heaven and giveth life unto the world. Quote the verse following this one.
Yellow 2.
Then said they unto them, Lord, evermore give us this bread.
That is incorrect. Question number 5. He is worth 10 points. Question: what was in the beginning with God?
Red 2.
The same. The same referring to the Word.
That is correct. Question number 6 is a quotation question worth 10 points. Question: Quote the other question the priests and Levites ask in the same verse that records the question, what sayest thou?
Read to.
Interruption.
What sayest thou of thyself? Who art thou?
That is correct. Question number 7 is worth 10 points. Question. God the Father hath sealed who?
Read to.
Interruption.
Whom?
John.
That is incorrect, and this interrupted question will be reread to East Hartford without interruption. It's worth 10 points. Question. God the Father hath sealed whom?
Yellow 1.
Son of God.